Hello and welcome to another Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is BryanCPSteele and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Hello everyone. This episode today is going to be, completely self-serving. Today we are doing selfish. And I say that in jest. If you followed by the thumbnail, you know today I'm going to be talking about my Patreon. In an effort to draw some more attention and some more subscribers over there, because we'll get into that in a minute. Let's do the week in Bryan. Personal things are great. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time going deep on what is the ins and outs of me going to the gym and all that kind of stuff. Unless something big happens in my personal life, we're just going to say that it was a good personal week. Now, meaning things that are big, last weekend I did manage to go see a couple of my friends get married. Seth and Samantha invited me, oddly enough. So we've known each other a long time. If I'm correct, someone asked me how I knew them, and I know that we became friends when they were playing Dark Age while I was at Coleman or Not. When I was running that game over there, I saw them a lot of conventions. I saw them at a lot of tournaments and things. They came down to several, smaller events. It was just kind of a general, they were kind of convention family. As time moved on, we got in contact with each other more often. We talk on Facebook all the time. And they are definitely people who I love seeing at conventions. And so last year when Seth and Samantha reached out to me and asked me my mailing address and whether or not I would be able to make it to their wedding, which is in my neck of the woods. They are from the same area that I roughly the same area that I grew up in, and so it meant that it was easy to want to make a trip out of that, to go back to the region and see these two people celebrate their long relation. They've been together for a long time. I've not known them not together, they finally decided to take the actual plunge and get it all ratified and make it official. Not that it wasn't official before, but you know what I mean. But it was really nice. It was a very short ceremony. I tell later on it was because there were some officiant issues. But they did kind of a D&D and like fantasy theme. Not like people were dressed up in costumes, but like the flower girls had fairy wings. The ring bearers carried little foam swords. And the rings were in a little treasure chest. Our party favors were these cool... wedding favors were these cool fantasy sword pens, just interesting things. But then there was also this cool, there were little bags of holding sitting at our placemats at the table. Inside were little fantasy coins, and the fantasy coins you would actually use to purchase your drinks at the bar during the reception. It was very cool. It was very cool. And even the drinks themselves, you could order something specific, but there were three on theme. There was one was called the Druid's Kiss. One was the like Displacer Beast daiquiri or something. It was very, very cute, and had a great time. Natalie and I wish we could have stayed longer, but it was a long drive. There were tornado warnings at home, and we have dogs and cats that were, I'm sure, freaking out while we were gone. So we stayed there. We hung out long enough to eat, get some cake, say our congratulations, give hugs, and then be on our way. But it was a good time, and that was definitely I think the highlight of the personal part of Week in Bryan. Hobby part, nothing. I did some commission 3D printing and cleaning for a client. But I didn't do anything for myself, and we will get to that in a moment when I get to work as to why. Gaming wise, I got to play I played some more Minecraft with my buddy Bryan. Yay. But also, I got to finally get back to playing in my wife's D&D game. Her Land of Monsters is the name of her campaign. I got to play in her game again, and we've had a relatively long hiatus. We had a member of the party leave our gaming circle very, very abruptly, and it left kind of a exposed nerve, some hurt feelings. You just kind of generally, just not a great thing. And so we took some time off to let everybody kind of lick their wounds, get ready. But then also it allowed us to introduce a new character to the mix, played by one of my longer known gaming friends. His name is Albert. Albert has been a DM. He's been a player. When I met Albert, it was actually he was the Gangrel Prince of the City down in Indianapolis. Prince or Sheriff? I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since the old Beautiful and the Damned days. But I remember meeting him and another one of our friends, basically dropping me at his feet after me and another person, saved the day against some werewolves or something. I don't remember the exact specifics, but it was a ton of fun, and that was how I met Albert. And then through common friends, we ended up playing D&D together, and now we've known each other for 20 years. If not a little longer than that. Now that I'm trying to think about it, probably 25 years. But he's amazing people, and has been going through some stuff of his own lately. So we just thought that it would be a good idea to bring him into the group, give him another cool reason to enjoy this life. And so he made a character, Owlbert, Owlicious, Ashclaw, and Owlkin. We're assuming rogue. I don't know if I've dug deep. I think he's a rogue, but he is. Albert does great voices, and he has created a character who is so much I don't want to say the foil, because he's not against me, but he is the other side of the coin. Like, it could not be more diametrically opposed as far as like behavioral situation than my own character. So it allows us to really play off each other. Where he is, not to coin the pun, he's very flighty and flaky, and as I said, Owl DHD, just absolutely, just a crazy face. My character is a Duergar cleric of the Forge, and I am, more grounded, and I speak facts, utilitarian. Almost I don't understand some of the nuances of social of social back and forth, like why would I say that? That's not how it is, that kind of thing. So it was a ton of fun. And for being such a long time since Natalie had DM'd, she did a really good job. Just immediately jumping back in the saddle. I know she was a little worried about that. She was a little worried about getting back into things. So I am very happy that we got that in, and we're already talking about scheduling the next game here in a couple of weeks. So awesome for getting to get back in the swing of things relatively quickly. Other gaming, pretty much all the other gaming that I did was work related, which we'll get into now. Work stuff. So I finished the supplement aspect of Jurassic Heroes, which is a dinosaur and prehistoric themed add-on to Everyday Heroes, which will be coming to Sidekick next month. I managed to get a good head start into the quick start adventure for World of Jashar. It's not due for another month and a half, almost 2 months. So I'm not. It's not a swinging axe of a deadline. But I wanted to get at least I wanted to put some work towards it. Got to put some words down on the Shadowrun novel, which at this point is woefully behind where I would like it to be, but due to financial stuff beyond my control, and all of the various car repairs, and just I'm not gonna sing a sad song, but it's been an expensive month. But yeah, apart from all of that, I'm back to trying to put stuff together for Intergalactic Heroes. I've got the actual Jurassic Heroes adventure that is going to go along with that supplement. I'm starting penning that now. There's some very cool scenario stuff that is getting some spit and polish for Warzone Eternal. That's going to head out to the playtesters very, very soon. And then, especially the last couple of days, I've been very focused on the Xeogenesis. So Xeogenesis, I've done that for the last couple of episodes. But also, it's because the crowdfund campaign was coming to a close. I believe it wrapped up a couple of days ago. Obviously successful, did great. They unlocked my campaign rules and solo rules that I'm working on now. But one of the cool things that I got to see in real time, something that BackerKit is doing as a website is they basically, I want to say in the last 10 minutes, you have basically like a 10-minute warning that pops up onto the campaign, and then anybody who either upgrades their backer level to a new level, or a significant amount or something like that, or new backers that happen during that 10 minutes, it resets that 10 minutes. So it becomes kind of this sort of like reset the clock, push the boundaries, push the ends kind of thing at the end of a campaign. It was kind of neat to watch. It's always been, knowing that this was a thing is weird. I'm of the belief that when it comes to Kickstarter campaigns and stuff, generally speaking, when I fund something or when I back something, I just decide what the backer level that I want to be at, and I'm at. I don't wait for it to be successful. I don't wait for it to, well, I'm not gonna back it if I'm not gonna get anything. That goes against the nature of crowdfunding. And if I know that I want to spend $200 on this project, then I spend $200 on this project, and then I just walk away. The add-ons and things, if I want to add them later, I'll just do that during the kind of post result. So this whole 10-minute rush thing at the end seems weird to me, but seeing it happen in real time, watching the campaign get bumped out every couple of minutes back to 10 minutes, it's neat. It kind of creates a little bit of that last minute excitement. So I thought that was cool. But we got to see I got to see End of Xeogenesis wrap up that way, which was awesome. I thought that was a cool thing to witness firsthand. It was the first time that I'd been part of a campaign that had that element added to it. I think that's it for work stuff. I'm trying to think. I don't think I missed anything. Shadowrun. I know I'm doing some more work with Gygax Inc. And the Akarim rule set. I wrote an adventure that's going to be coming out soonish at some point. But I was talking to the guys over there, and I think I'm going to do some monster design for them. I'm going to create some critters that are sort of Akarim themed or Akarim only, that fit into maybe their mythos. It's always fun to work with Luke. I've known him for many years, and only in the last couple we've become kind of friends. And now that we've actually got to work together a little bit, I really enjoy it. It's cool to you know, I'm going to pause for a second. And there is, I know there's a lot of back and forth and scandal based off of whether or not celebrity is good for D&D. I know I go through I will be completely honest. I go through my Facebook and occasionally something will pop up where I will see a voice actor or something, someone who's only famous for their YouTube presence based on the thing. And I will see them doing the over drama, doing the overacting or the stage presence more than playing the game, or getting the rules wrong and just be like, whatever, it doesn't matter, you guys love me. And I won't lie, it does rub me the wrong way. The designer in me, the gamer in me, is definitely stronger than any desire to be famous, to any desire to be a celebrity in the industry. I want to play games and make games and enjoy games, and I'm going to say do it right, and I know people are going to come at me in the comments, but like, there are aspects of gaming that I definitely lean harder into than seeing some of the stuff, and it puts me in a weird place because I am friends with a lot of these people, and I'm very proud of all the cool things that they get to do, and I love to see the industry being heralded as well as it is a lot of times because of these people. But the paradox is that I see some of this stuff and I go, man, I really wish that people loved the gamers more than the celebrity. If that makes any sense, I don't know. I could be rambling. I could probably do an entire episode based off of the ramblings of my weird, paradoxical brain. But all that being said, I would be an absolute liar if I didn't say that getting to be a part of the Gygax family mythos. I know Akarim is not, so for the people who aren't aware, I don't know how you wouldn't be. So Luke Gygax is Gary Gygax's son and has followed in his father's footsteps in the way that he's become a creator and a D&D kind of like a tentpole in the industry. And he's a really awesome dude. But he's definitely like kind of picked up took the flag from his father to carry it forward into more D&D, more role-playing stuff. And he does that through his world of Akarim. And while Gary had nothing to do with Akarim, obviously, this is Luke's baby. There is something to be said for it makes me feel closer to the origins of D&D, the origins of what made role-playing games what they are today. To work with Luke and to work with the Gygax name. And yeah, it does make me a little bit of a hypocrite to be like, I am loving the fact that I'm attached to Gygax products, because that is, it's name recognition. But it's also, there's a little bit of personal, like, not gratification. I mean, gratification too, but vindication that, all those years ago, decades ago, in my parents' basement. Yeah, literally, my room was in my mom's basement. Sue me. Sitting there reading, old Greyhawk books and checking out the monstrous compendium and putting the little sticky circles around the holes on all the pages in my compendium so the pages didn't tear out. It was knowing just the countless hours that I spent in Gary's, in his creations, and the creations of others that worked alongside him and in his, universe. I'm not downplaying it and being like, Gary's the only one that made D&D. That's not what I'm saying. But being a part of that, knowing how much of my adolescence and young adulthood really was defined by role playing and by gaming that I would not have been involved in if it weren't for D&D. Getting to be able to work with Luke and be part of that now, there is that past me, that quantum leap me that I would love to be able to like send a note back to myself when I was 15 and be like, hey, keep it going. Don't give up, because this is going to be cool. And that's exactly where I'm at. So yes, making monsters for Akaram touch is yeah, it's a pain gig, but it's also like it scratches other itches. I don't know. I'm rambling, but that's pretty much the week in Bryan. I don't know. I got there's some cool stuff coming up this upcoming week that I'll be able to tell you about a little bit more next week. But let's go ahead and get into why I wanted to talk a little bit about my Patreon today. So I started for those of you who don't know, I started a Patreon earlier this month. It was a combination of looking for a way to utilize some of the stuff that I've got in my hard drive that I haven't touched in years and years, but also a way for me to possibly generate a little extra income on the side while we're trying to figure out all the other career stuff, disability case with the state, and all the stuff that's going on in my household. I just thought it'd be kind of a cool way to create another avenue to get stuff out for fans, for gamers. Now, if I wanted to, I could just throw this stuff up. Everything could be for free, and it would just be basically me being like, yay, play with my stuff. But I am a firm believer in my time is absolutely worth something. So that's why my Patreon does have cost levels. And I set it up this month, knowing that this month it would probably be slow, and just kind of let's just see where it goes. And I managed to grab some patrons, grab some subscribing patrons. I've got some people who are following it. I've got some people who are subscribed to it for various reasons. And I looking at getting ready to go into the next month to set things up. I wanted to explain a little bit of how I did and why I did what I did. So there are 3 tiers to my Patreon. There is 4 if you count free. I'm completely okay with someone just jumping in, becoming a subscriber, and getting my messages and having the opportunity to buy specific things if they really, really want them. I don't suspect I will put very many files up for purchase, because I prefer to be able to just kind of give them to the people who are subscribing as patrons. I think that'd probably be easier. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But then apart from being a free patron, there is the $5 a month, and that will get you something free for your table every month. I will put up, whether it's a handful of monsters from various game systems, maybe a new class for something, or just basically something that I've got the ability to put together. I want to be able to just keep feeding you as game masters, feed you as players. Just give you a little bit of information, a little bit of stuff, and hopefully help spice up your gaming world. I'm looking into the legality of me being able to possibly put some stuff on there for some game systems that are licensed type things, because there's a weird line between, okay, it's a free product that I'm putting out as a fan of the game, but also you guys are paying for it, so you're paying for access. Does that count as free, really? So I need to look up some more legal stuff as to whether or not I can put those things out. And then there's also, depending on the game system, it might be something that I'm actively working for that I don't want to. I don't want people to presume that what I'm putting out on my Patreon is like stamped and approved by the licensor. So, like I said, I gotta walk a line and figure out, do a little research, find out where my abilities. I know some things that I know I can do. That I can do that all day long. But there are other things that are in that realm that it's a little rubbery, and I don't know whether or not I should test that. This is my livelihood, and for a small stipend every month for my Patreon, it's not worth me risking bigger and larger engagements. But one of the other things that the $5 tier will allow you to do is every month after I put out the release of the month, I'm going to put up a poll, and the poll basically says, hey, what do you guys want me to do for next month? I did that for this month, and I think right now a new species or a new race for D&D is currently winning. There's another week of the month left, a little bit more, but roughly a week. So depending on if other people join and do their voting and whatnot, that might change. But as of right now, that's probably what's going to be next month's tier 1 option for the patrons. The middle of the road tier 2, is $25 a month. And what this does is it gets all this. I'm gonna stop saying this, just so you know. The higher tiers automatically get the stuff that the lower tiers get. So for $25 a month, you get all the same access. But then I literally just thought I was gonna stop doing that. But all right, $25 a month. You also have a free Zoom call. I'm going to be basically opening up a Zoom for an hour to an hour and a half once a month. I send the link out to those tier 2 subscribers kind of the day of. That way the link can't get spread around. People can't end up in the room without being invited. But basically it's a way for you to do almost kind of what I do here, except real time and private. We'll talk about whatever you want to bring up. It's really kind of like an office hours with Bryan situation where you have me for an hour to an hour and a half to discuss things. And so I didn't mention this in the description of the tier because it seemed kind of weird. I often do game consulting for other designers, where they will call me up or send me an email and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this project, or I'd like you to take a look at my manuscript for this thing, or let's discuss how this engine is going to go. And I hate talking about money. This is so Midwestern of me. I hate talking about money. My going rate is $45 an hour for consultation fee. So the way that I look at this is that if someone wants to be one of my patrons and jumps in on this tier 2 Zoom call and goes, hey, I have an idea for a game, or I have a concept, can you help me with this? I'm totally okay. I understand it's not a contracted gig, but it is the benefit of being a tier 2 subscriber, is it allows you to effectively kind of pick my brain on a private level, or just have a conversation, or maybe we'll brainstorm something for your world, or whatever the case may be. It's effectively just I open my door, my electronic Zoom door. I open it up for like an hour and a half, depending on my timing is available somewhere in the middle of the month, around the 15th of the month, and give you guys my time and let you let us hang out, talk. Maybe we'll have a drink. Who knows where it will go. I didn't want to pen it in as a particular thing because it depends on who shows up, who can't show up. Like this last month, I had one of my tier 2 subscribers specifically was like, listen, I would love to be able to show up, but I'm 7 hours ahead of you, and my English isn't great, so I'm not gonna take up your time. I still opened up the Zoom call. I just didn't send him the link because I knew he was going to be there. But it was it's interesting to try and make myself open like that. I've done open office hours type things before. But before it always was attached to a particular game or a particular company. This being completely open, who knows where it will go. But that's tier 2. And then tier 3 is $50 a month. You get, again, all the same stuff that tier 1 does, but I plan on running a one-shot role-playing game, a 4-hour one-shot role-playing game session every month. And depending on how many, tier 3 subscribers that we get, we will host multiple game sessions, multiple times of the thing. But I understand that it's a little more expensive because it does take a little more time and prep. But it also locks in a set number of people at the table. And the reason why I wanted to do it this way is because doing it as, rather than setting up a long campaign that you have to go, oh, well, this guy can't make it or this guy can't make it. If basically saying, okay, this is the night that I'm running this one shot for my tier 3 subscribers, how many of you can be here? If I get more than like 6 players at the table, I'll probably split it into 3 or 4 player groups and run it twice. There's definitely room for wiggle there, but between 2 and 6 people, I'm just going to set a date and be like, this is the date that I'm going to be running this one shot. Or maybe I'll send an email out to the tier 3 backers and go, hey, here's a couple of different dates, what's best for each of you, and we'll figure out what's going on. It's effectively just something I want to try, and I want to be able to run games for people. I've done paid paid game mastering before, but it's always like at someone's store or for charity or something like that. This is an instance where I can run a game that I want to run, or maybe it'll be a game that I'm kind of play testing for a convention appearance, and I want to make sure that I work out all the bugs. Whatever happens, I want to make it a cool experience and have it be something that no one has played before. I want my patrons to get kind of a first crack at something cool. And plus you get, I'll send you the PDFs of your character sheets and things. You get access to all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much why I wanted to set up the Patreon in the first place. Is I wanted to be able to start doing more direct interaction with gamers, or more playing. So during COVID, story time. During COVID, Peter Atkinson had set up this really cool thing that where he had multiple games set in Chaldea using the Burning Wheel role-playing system, and he reached out to a bunch of us, and a bunch of us got to set up in these different groups, and he ran the different games, but all in the same kind of world setting and all that stuff with different groups of people during COVID, and as a way to keep gaming alive and keep his friends interacting and whatnot. And a couple of the people I played with, I had never met them before, and we are friends to this day. And I would love for that kind of thing to stem out of this Patreon, whether it's through the Zoom calls or through one-shot gaming. I would love to see more relationships being built, and the foundations of new gaming groups or convention get-together, reunion type things. That's the kind of stuff that I love seeing coming out of gaming, and I hope that maybe through this Patreon, I might be able to foster some of that, because that's what I love. I love what gaming does to people on the positive side of things. and the relationships it builds, and the friendships that it reinforces or creates. So that's what I'm hoping my Patreon will be able to do, along with, obviously the monetary support for my family and my lifestyle, and the things that I'm creating for the Patreon itself. Maybe if I start doing well enough, maybe I can start buying, art for some of the projects that I'm putting together, and be able to maybe publish some stuff on my own. Get back to, creating a new and maybe a little more modern, like today's gamer atmosphere version of Seventh Crown. There's just lots of stuff that it could be done, and money, time, and effort is all a premium resource. So that's what I gotta hope for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I really hope, as a viewer of the channel, even if you just pop over and subscribe for free, just to become a follower of the Patreon, you'll get the messages that talks about the stuff that we're doing. You will get access to the messaging system to be able to send me stuff directly. I think it's just going to be an all-around good way to create kind of... I mean, I love the comment section here in YouTube, but I think that this would be there's a much better way to do a back and forth. And I think maybe Patreon might be it, at least for now. So I would really appreciate if you popped over and became one of my patrons, whether it's a paid version or not. Just being part of the system would be cool, to help boost the awareness and the attention to that avenue. It would mean a lot to me, and I hope that you'll take the time to follow the link in the description of the video and make it happen. Yeah, so apart from that, I think that's pretty much it. I know today's kind of a short video, but I just wanted to kind of shine a spotlight on the Patreon, and thank everybody for all your help, assistance, and attention, and the time that you give to us here at the channel. So thank you all. Until next time, just please be safe, and wash your hands, get your shots, don't lick doorknobs, wear a mask, just don't be a jerk. Try and be, a good person, in my humble opinion. Just try and leave every room a little happier than when you got there, and I think everything will be all right. Until next week, I don't know the topic I'm going to roll for next week. I'm waiting on something that might be a cool unboxing if it happens, but I don't know if it's going to happen, or at least I don't know if it's going to happen yet. But either way, we'll come up with something cool for next week, and until then, please, just be safe, have fun, and play some games, because I will. Bye, guys.